What's up, guys? Megzard here. So it's been a bit since I uploaded. The basic reason is I've had school, I've had work, and then I've just been playing other video games, and I kind of meant to upload, and then I just didn't, but finally gonna do something. So this is seasonal round 4. Round 1, I got an activity win. My opponent never showed. I got a substitute. He never showed. I don't know. Round 2, it was some pretty hacksy games I just didn't think were good enough to upload, but I ended up winning. Round 3 was versus my erstwhile 2T, who ended up straight up just last turn haxing me out of 2 games that I totally outplayed him. And yeah, it's not just everyone just said they were really unfortunate games, and they were decent up until the last turn hacks, but I would kind of feel a little salty uploading them, so I didn't. But this was just a legitimately good series I had against Hyjack. I don't know who he is. I've never heard of him. He doesn't have many posts. I don't know if he's a person in the room or anything. But he ended up bringing good teams. So I didn't really know what to expect going into this. I just brought some standard shit that I've been playing with for a while. I hadn't really prepared much. It's definitely going to show off. So game 1, the basic idea with this team is that Boufflant and Mischievous are his things for Cryogonal, and then if I remove those 2 things, Cryogonal basically just wins. So my game plan is sort of a thing of get him to switch in Boufflant into Will-O-Wisp, Nasty Plot, Mischievous, and then chip away at his Mischievous, which hopefully doesn't have Pain Split. So that's kind of the idea. He leads Zebstrike, I lead Leafeon, sort of expecting Stunfisk or something, but I don't want to take it over. So turn 1, I'm going to go to Mischievous as he makes a good play in Volt Switches. And a good prediction. Goes to Kadabra, which I was like, what? I don't think he's Life Orb Shadow Ball since he has no Revenge Killer. I just click Shadow Ball as he doubles to Boof. I don't know if that was a prediction for me going Cryogonal or what, but I'm just going to burn the Boof. This is exactly... He's basically giving me what I want right here, as I'm Nasty Plot, Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, Hidden Power Fighting, so I can just freely Nasty Plot, click HP Fighting. My Mischievous is practically dead, but to me, removing his Boof, which is also a good check to Leafeon and Zebstrika, and I don't remember if Floatzel's physical or special. It's very nice. So he goes Zebstrika. I don't need a 21% Mischievous that dies to everything. It doesn't even have taunt stuff, so I'm just going to let him Volt Switch out into his Kadabra, which means I can just click the Cryogonal button. I don't have Toxic or Knockoff or anything like that, so I just click Freeze Dry, as that does not do very much at all to his Mischievous, so I got to get right out of there. Go to Floatzel, because I figure, so he's T-Wave, which I didn't expect, but is alright. Floatzel really doesn't do that much. It's special. I don't have Jet or anything, so... No, I do. It's physical with Jet. I'm sorry, that's a different team. So, Floatzel isn't doing too much. It kind of helps versus his defensive core, but it's the kind of Mon that he would want to leave Mischievous in to kill. He doesn't want to switch into it. So if I sack Float to take out Mischievous, Cryogonal should just put in the work, so... He ends up being T-Wave. I was hoping for a Will-O-Wisp or something, but I'm just going to Waterfall. Fortunately, do not get paralyzed. I'm going to click Aqua Jet, and I don't get paralyzed again. And now this Mischievous is just too low to switch into Cryogonal. And at this point, you're probably thinking, well, Cryogonal should just win. At this point, I was thinking it too. I wasn't really taking this too seriously, and that's why I fuck up. So, he's going to go Roselia. And let me tell you, there's nothing stopping me from just knocking off his Roselia. Leafeon is revenged by Kadabra, it's revenged by Zebstrika, and I don't need it to kill Stunfisk. I have a Cryogonal. All I had to do was knock it off. That was just a straight free play. Lose your Leafeon, there's no problem with it. But I don't. I go Cryogonal. Because I'm Cryogonal beats this, and I take a lot of damage. I don't even think about the possibility that he might be offensive with Sleep Powder, and of course, he is. I just assume defensive for no reason, even though he has a Boof. All it needs to be is some sort of bulky grass, and he's just going to sleep me. He's going to Giga Drain. It does a lot. I have to hope for a Wake Up. That is the thing that I have to do right here, but I do not get a Wake Up. I do get the 3-turn sleep, which allows him to take me out with a critical hit, which could have been a roll. I could have woken up and taken the game, but the last one did 43, so it's not really an issue. As I basically just lose. I go Zebstrika, I double the Leafeon. I'm gonna make every play in the book to try to come back, but as long as he doesn't do something abnormally stupid, like switch in Kadabra right there and then go back to Stunfisk or something, then he's obviously gonna win this game. It's pretty much over. If Relicanth with Rock Polish, then I might have been able to come back, but it is defensive. It is my only Stealth Rock user, so I will be first to admit that I basically choked by not just sacking my Leafeon. That was stupid as fuck. Like, Cryogonal just won. Unless he was Psyshock Kadabra, then, like, he had some sort of potential. So I don't fucking know. I'm just gonna skip these turns. I kill the thing. I overheat his thing. Sack Leafeon, go for an HP Ice, and yeah, Kadabra's not gonna be Life Orb. It's not gonna die in one hit. Yeah. So that was poorly played on my part. Game 2, I have a team. The basic idea of this team was if you use Choice Band Monferno, it's a very good wall breaker, but if they go Stunfisk, they paralyze you. So my core is just Choice Band Monferno plus Heal Bell user, it being odd no, and that way I can freely spam close combat. Then I just have like 4 other things. Looking at his team, Raichu is an annoyance to switch into. Like, if it nasty plots on the switch, then it OHKOs odd no. I'm offensive Quilladin, so HP Ice probably kills, and T-Bolt does like 80, 90 something stupid to Metang. I can check it offensively. I have Choice Band Mach Punch, I have the faster Zebstrika, but Raichu is definitely going to be annoying. And Chatot could be an issue, but like, those are the things that might be obnoxious. At the same time, he cannot switch into Swanna with Stealth Rock up. I can just get it in, click Hurricane, something dies. He doesn't have too much for Choice Band Monferno, even though I am adamant, not Jolly for the Grumpig. It should be fairly good, so I do think I have a matchup advantage. He goes Metang. Turn 1, I expect him to Flare Blitz. At the same time, as long as they get up Stealth Rock, Chatot can only, as soon as it comes into rocks twice, Choice Band Mach Punch kills it. I just felt, maybe even once. I don't know if it does 75%. Chatot's pretty frail, but I just figure rocks in the long run, they also help a lot if Grumpig tries to switch into Swanna. They'd be better than keeping my Metang around. So I am just going to click Stealth Rock turn 1, as that's a Life Orb Flare Blitz into 67%. Which is absolutely disgusting. I'm gonna go Swan. It should be pretty safe. Unfortunately, he crits me on, I should have been at 25%. Assuming he Flare Blitzes, then Mach Punches, and then I take Life Orb damage. 25%, which is entirely fair. He's gonna crit the Flare Blitz. I'm gonna try to Roost as he stays in and clicks Blitz again, probably expecting me to double, and he burns me, which is at this point, I can't even bother saving Swanna. It's just too low. It kind of sucks, so. He goes Raichu. I assume he's just going to Volt Switch or something, but no. He actually just tries to nasty plot expecting the switches. I'm just take my Swanna for Death Fodder, but that ends up working out for me. I can just go Monferno, not risking anything, just click Mach Punch. He can go Grumpy, he can go Roselia, whatever. I am going to crit it. That's an Adamant Iron Fist Choice Banded critical hit, does 33%, so Odd No can come in. Basically, I have to pivot around this Grumpig a little bit. My original plan, I'm going to protect as he taunts. Then I'm okay, well, he's not going to taunt. I have no reason not to throw out a Wish. So he Focus Blast, I Wish, and then I realized, why don't I pass it to Metang? That hadn't been the plan until it popped in my head 2 seconds, right there. Why don't I try to pass it to Metang? And of course, he's going to make the good play in Shadow Ball. Focus Blast would have killed Metang too. That was just a dumb play, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go Zebstrika, Volt out on the Grumpig, and basically all I need to do is weaken his stuff. Weaken it, go to Odd No. I'm going to protect just to, ensure even more potential mind games, because he sees I protect, I assume he's going to double taunt, and I'm just going to take out his Grumpig with the double edge, which I actually like more than knockoff on Odd No, just because it'll do a surprising amount of damage. Like, have you ever wanted to take 40% from Monferno switch-ins? Well, now you can. So he goes Relicanth, which I'm assuming is bulky Stealth Rock, because he needs Stealth Rock, so I'm just going to go Quilladin as he sets those up. Quilladin basically beats his team right here. He had checks to stuff, but offensive Quilladin, this is actually Drain Punch and Zen Headbutt and Wood Hammer. I just dropped Taunt. I was just testing it out, and I was like, yeah, this is alright, so I get a flinch. It's not like he could have done anything to me. It didn't come out. Even if he spiked, it wouldn't have mattered, so. He goes Chowdot. I don't have a reason not to save Quilladin. I'm just going to go into Odd No, because Boom Burst isn't going to 2-KO. I had plenty of ways to play around him. As he's going to go into his Raichu. I just click Double Edge, because why not try to get a kill? No, I wish. Never mind. As the Raichu comes in. He goes for a Focus Blast. He misses. At that point, Mach Punch Monferno is just... It would have cleaned up anyway. And, so it doesn't really matter. And this part is honestly one of the funnier things I've had happen to me the last week, which is saying more about what's happened to me the last week. But basically, if I can just shift this a little more to the side, as I go for Wish, Dundee's like, that animation. He's like, right? And I had looked away. I had no idea what they were talking about, and the animation doesn't actually show up in the replay. But Wish has... They added a lot of new animations on Pokemon Showdown. If you haven't seen them yet, you should go play more Mons. There's a lot of cool things like Draco Meteor, High Jump Kick, Wish. They all got new stuff. I'm like, I didn't see it, so... I ended up clicking Wish right here for no reason. Like, I was just fucking around trying to see the animation, and he makes a double switch trying to predict, like, the switch into Quilladin to maybe play around me, and ends up forfeiting. So that's game 2. I kind of just had good matchup and then outplayed him, and the matchup was definitely in my favor. Game 3 is going to be more interesting. He has a Meowstic, which basically tells me that he's been, more than likely, he's been building these teams, so he kind of knows what he's doing. And then either he just wanted to fuck around with Meowstic, he thinks good, whatever. It's totally outclassed by Kadabra, but once you get past the fact that you'd never want to actually use it on your team ever, it's not objectively the worst thing. It's just kind of weak. Not to mention, it has Thunderbolt, which lets it get past Volibile. Like, I slapped on Volibile to take on Psychic types. If you have Dazzling Gleam plus Shadow Ball Kadabra, that's a problem. If you have Thunderbolt Meowstic, similar problem. So I am pretty scared of his Meowstic. Hopefully it's Psychic. I honestly prefer Psyshock on things like Life Orb Kadabra and stuff now, because it's Cryogonal and Assault Vest Bouffalot. But if he's Psychic, Cryo plays around him well. This team, the team he has is unfortunate because my team is built around his Swords Dance Monferno sweep, and he has Chexla, he has Meowstic, he has his own Monferno potentially, and he has a Mischievous. So Monferno won't be putting in any extra work, but it'll still be nice to have. He also has 2 Steel types, and my Cryogonal does not have Hidden Power Fighting. It is actually Toxic, which means it's just walled by 2 Mons, just straight up can't touch them, so... I'm just gonna lead Golem. He tosses out his Roselia. Turn 1. Right to Cryo. I'm not gonna try to play around some stuff as he Sludge Bombs, predicting something to come. Predicting Monferno, probably safe. I just click Freeze Dry. I'm playing this very safe to start out. As he gets in his Metang, I have to assume that he's gonna just click Rocks or go for an attack or whatever. He Meteor Mashes. I'm just gonna U-turn. I didn't think he'd stay in, but he does, which is a fine prediction, because, you know, they run U-turn a lot. So I'm going to go right into Golem, because if you're staying in, you're more than likely going to get a Stealth Rock, so you can ship the Volibis at U-turns. I'm going to get my own rocks up, because you can probably see, I have both a Cryogonal and a Volibi, which I needed to fit on my team, and then when I went back to look at the team, I realized, wait, I have Defog and Rapid Spin. So I ended up actually removing Defog on Volibi. I don't remember if it's Taunt or Brave Bird. I do not recall. But it's Spin Cryo, which means I can set up my own rocks, and that's not going to be a problem if I want to remove. So I'm going to go into Monferno on his Mischievous, as he just clicks Will-O-Wisp, which is nice. I was basically predicting Will-O-Wisp foul play, something like that, as he doesn't have a switch into Flare Blitz, so his sacrifice of choice ends up being Metang, which is pretty much okay. Mischievous could definitely chip away at it, leave it at like 2% 1v1, but he wants to keep it healthy, so sacks Metang. I get a burn, I could just Mach Punch it. As he goes Meowstic, clicks Life Orb Shadow Ball, which is actually going to 2-hit KO Grumpig. I figured he'd want to play it safe, but that was a very good prediction on his part. The reason for going Grumpig was also, if he does predict, I don't need Grumpig. It is a slower than Monferno variant, which means it's doing work. Like, it can Focus Blast Provo and Psychic, the Roselia, that's what it's called. But it's not doing, like, too much work, so I felt it was kind of risk-free. I'm just going to go Crayo on Meowstic. Try to spin, expect maybe Probe Pass or something. He goes right to Mischievous, that's fine. I don't think he's dual status because he's building his teams, and that's kind of a more niche set. So, like, dual status with Wisp and T-Wave, very, very annoying Mischievous set that I absolutely hate. But I'm just going to Toxic, expecting a Will-O-Wisp, and now I can basically stall it out. As, if you'll notice, I didn't notice this at the time, but his Mischievous was faster than my Cryogonal. So he is Choice Scarf Mischievous with Will-O-Wisp, which is like... What? It would also explain my switch down on Fergie, but he could not stay in. He literally could not touch me, but I just didn't even see Scarf Mischievous at the time, because I wasn't paying too much attention, which is absolutely my fault, but I'm just going to recover as he goes Probo Pass. He's going to double right back into Mischievous, as I'm just going to spin. If I lose Cryo, that's fine. I want these rocks out of here. He goes back to Mischievous. I'm just going to click Freeze Dry. And then this turn, I'm like, oh, he's Scarf. I was kind of laughing at this point, like, what? Why? I remember Trick Scarf Nasty Plot used to be like some PU meme, but it's not it's not a good thing, so I can just recover off as he dies. He's gonna go Monferno, and I definitely could save Cryogonal, and I did want the hazards out, but at the same time, I didn't need Cryo. I didn't need to keep it. I just sacked it because everything else was also useful. Like, that's the thing. Nothing in this matchup that I have is really dead weight. So I go Volby. I'm just gonna click U-turn, expecting Probo Pass. Nope. He's Life Orb Overheat, not U-turn, which is I assume the thing he dropped, like that last slot, to hit like physically bulky things. I don't even know. I don't know why you'd want to run it, but he has it, and he catches me, and Volby's dead to Stealth Rock. And right here, he goes Probo Pass. I can't tell. Like, Probo Pass dies to all three of my things. Like, Floatzel, Monferno, Golem, they obviously all kill it. He might have been trying to pivot in on an Ice Beam and then go to Roselia on the Hydro or something, but I just click Hydro and the thing dies, so works for me. As he goes Roselia, I'm just going to play it safe, sack Volby. His play was definitely to get up a Spike here or something, which might have given him a better shot, but he just clicks Giga Drain, which means I can kind of ease off the predictions. All I have to do is go Monferno, Flare Blitz, gets a kill. Life Orb Monferno. I was pretty sure he'd die, and he does. I don't know if that's a roll or not, but he dies. And all that means is as he goes Meowstic, I just need to keep Monferno around for the Roselia just in case, and I win. Because Roselia can beat Golem plus Floatzel combined. To be honest, my best play was sacking Floatzel, just so Golem doesn't take too much. But I am Spadef Golem, so I figured I wouldn't take too much. Like Special Tank Golem is going to chew 2 hits. It definitely wouldn't have from Life Orb Kadabra. Could have used a good Mon. I'm just saying. But at this point, all I have to do is sack Golem, go to Monferno, and win. But that ended up being like 3 decent close games. I played stupid game 1, but not sacrificing your Leafeon isn't like the most straight up obviously stupid play. So definitely 3 good games to Hyjack. Hope y'all enjoyed some PU Seasonal. If the next rounds are good, I will upload them. The only reason I didn't do the earlier ones, like I said, was because they kind of sucked. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. See you next time, etc.